Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Zakka Jacob. There was high drama today in Kolkata as Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee dramatically entered and then exited the offices of I-PAC, which is the political consultancy firm which is managing the upcoming election campaign for the Trinamool Congress in Bengal. This was at a time when there were ongoing raids by the Enforcement Directorate against I-PAC and the I-PAC boss, Pratik Jain. Mamata was seen walking out of Jain's office with a green file. Now, she claims that the BJP is trying to steal the TMC's election secrets, whether it's the candidates, their histories, the election strategy that's being used by the TMC. The ED, the Enforcement Directorate, on the other hand, has responded by saying that this is an ongoing investigation into a coal scam in which TMC operatives are allegedly involved. In fact, TMC's number 2, Abhishek Banerjee, is also one of the accused in this particular case. The ED's contention is that this is a deliberate obstruction of an ongoing investigation, which of course would be a cognizable offence. But let's make no mistake about this. This is politics front and centre. Is this the trailer before the main picture begins in a few months from now, which is the battle for Bengal? So first, let's bring you the logic of the Enforcement Directorate as they have put out in a statement in response to the TMC's allegations, in response to Mamata Banerjee's sort of allegations as well as conduct that we saw today at the I-PAC chief's office. Now, the ED says its case is based on a CBI FIR allegedly linked to illegal mining and pilferage of coal from the leasehold area given to Eastern Coalfields Limited, or ECL. The mines were given in certain parts of West Bengal, and the CBI had filed a case against ECL and certain individuals associated with the TMC back in 2020. Anup Maji is the main accused in this 2020 illegal coal mining scam case. This is estimated to be worth billions of rupees. The ED has alleged that Anup Maji was running an organized syndicate involving illegal mining, and he was using that as a pretext for actually theft of coal. In an official statement, the ED said that this investigation revealed that there was a larger conspiracy of coal that was being illegally excavated by Maji's gang, which was linked to Hawala operators. One such Hawala operator is believed to be linked to the layering of proceeds of crime of coal smuggling, which has facilitated transactions of tens of crores of rupees to the I-PAC, which is the Indian Political Consultative Private Limited, which is a political consultancy firm. It was founded by Prashant Kishore. He, of course, divested from it, and they have been consulting for a number of political parties, including the TMC. Pratik Jain, who was raided today, his offices and his residence was raided today, he's one of the co-founders of I-PAC. He also happens to be the IT cell chief of the Trinamool Congress, which is why the BJP is alleging that this trail leads directly to Mamata Banerjee. In this particular investigation, the BJP is also alleging that Abhishek Banerjee, who is virtually the number 2 in the TMC, and his wife both have been questioned in the past in connection with the same coal scam, and that the Chief Minister's behavior today, barging in and out of the I-PAC office, even as the ED raids were happening, the BJP says is a clear case of obstruction of justice. Let's play out the political reactions in what was a day of high drama in Kolkata today.
An IT office, I-PAC office. How can they do it like this? If I raid their party, their IT office, will it be all right?
কেন্দ্রীয় সংস্থা সাংবিধানিক সংস্থার কাজে এর আগেও হস্তক্ষেপ করেছেন। মুখ্যমন্ত্রী তো আমার বাড়িতে সিআইডি পাঠিয়েছিলেন। আপনার বাড়িতে যদি তল্লাশি হয় 100 কোটি টাকা পাওয়া যাবে।
Now, through the day today, Kolkata witnessed what was a replay of past confrontations between the TMC and central agencies. Now, you remember back in 2019, Mamata Banerjee started off this massive standoff. She went on a dharna protesting against a CBI team's visit to the then Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar's residence. She then blamed the BJP for misusing agencies and for targeting people close to her. That time, it echoed, it managed to help sort of garner some degree of sympathy for the TMC. As a result, the TMC won the 2021 election in a landslide. She also claimed that the BJP using the ED was stealing party strategy and sensitive documents pertaining to the upcoming elections. 7 years ago, she was backing a top cop. Everybody in Bengal knows that Rajiv Kumar was a close associate in that sense, or politically speaking, of Mamata Banerjee. He was at that time accused of evidence tampering. Today, she's standing in support of Pratik Jain, who is alleged to have received proceeds of crime for a coal scam in which TMC operatives have been implicated. So the question is this the same story all over again? Is Mamata Banerjee trying to preempt further action by the Enforcement Directorate or other agencies before this whole thing becomes political as we head into election season? R.P. Singh is national spokesperson of the BJP. Tauseefur Rahman is spokesperson of the TMC. R.P. Singh, the TMC's contention is that this is a blatant interference in their election strategy. What has I-PAC got to do with the coal scam? I-PAC is a political consulting firm. It has in the past even consulted for the BJP. So why are you trying to steal the TMC's election secrets?
And who is Pratik Jain? Pratik Jain is IT head of the TMC also. There's a clear link. The man who is heading the IT cell of the TMC, he happens to be heading the I-PAC also. And also, your channel is showing, a lot of other channels are showing, there are files of West Bengal government there in the I-PAC office. Let's understand, what were the files of West Bengal government doing in the I-PAC office? Very big concern and question. But there's a link. It means there's something which is happening between I-PAC or Pratik Jain as a person and West Bengal government. And there are certain files which have been moved from one place to other place. And otherwise, how can a sitting chief minister intervene into the functioning of the ED? I mean, how can they do this? How can she do this? And she goes and picks up the files. Because she knew that if those files are the West Bengal government files, I mean, I don't know, but I can probably relate it to that they are related to the coal scam.
Okay.
So they need to clarify that. Which files she took? Did she give letter? Did she give some sort of detail of what files she's taken from the ED, from the I-PAC office or the residence of
No,
Mr.
but
Pratik Jain?
Singh, I'll go to Tauseefur Rahman. I think we've temporarily sort of lost his line. I'll go to him in 1 second. But R.P. Singh Saab, the TMC's contention is that you tell us what is the link between this political firm, an election management firm, and this coal scam. What is Pratik Jain's role in this coal scam?
Well, that ED will tell in the court. ED would have some information that Pratik Jain is a conduit for the rotten money or illegal money, and then that money is being routed for election objective. So ED will surely tell the details in the court, because ED can't do a thing without having proper details, and they need to probably they're investigating it further. But what gives the right to Mamata Banerjee go and pick computers, files of the West Bengal government? I mean, this is shocking. I mean, on one side you talk about federal system, and other side you do this. I mean, what sort of federal system are we talking about?
Can we go to Tauseefur Rahman if we have his line? Okay, we'll try and go back to Tauseef as and when that line is patched. But here's the thing, R.P. Singh. So, Mamata Banerjee, by backing not just this I-PAC co-founder and chief of this political consultative firm that is, consulting for the TMC, who also happens to be
the IT head of
IT cell head. Yes, he's also the IT cell head. She is playing the politics of martyrdom. That's what she did with Rajiv Kumar. She went on a fast unto death, a hunger strike, sitting outside the Kolkata Police Commissioner's office a few years ago, when the same ED and CBI were raiding him. And then look what turned out. She won the election in a landslide. She's doing the exact same thing now.
Let's understand. You are yourself in your channel shown today morning. I was watching your channel and other channels also, where files of West Bengal government were there. So, do you think people will sympathize with person who has handed over the West Bengal government? I mean, is West Bengal government will run from the I-PAC office, or Mr. Pratik Jain is running the West Bengal government? I mean, he need to clarify what were the West Bengal government files doing in Pratik Jain's office or in the I-PAC office? What was the actual reason? What was being transferred, or what was being communicated to concerned people? or were there files which were being hidden? I mean, was that a camp office of the West Bengal government?
So let me see. Okay, Tausif Rahman, his video, there is a bit of a problem, but we can hear him fair and clean. Tausif Rahman, the contention of the BJP is, why is the Chief Minister obstructing an ongoing investigation? There are raids happening by the ED. What business does the Chief Minister have to barge in and barge out of the I-PAC offices and the residence of Mr. Jain? And two, what are these green files? What are these green Government of Bengal files that are there in the offices of a private political consulting firm? Okay, let's do one thing. We can't hear Tausif. I'm going to ask our producers to connect him on the phone if there's a problem with his video. Let's try and get Tausif on the phone. Meanwhile, I want to bring out again this sort of what Mamata Banerjee has been alleging for a number of years now, in a number of instances now, that the BJP is using IT, ED, CBI, etc. for political purposes. But at the same time, you cannot have a sitting chief minister obstructing an ongoing investigation, which is what seemingly it appears on the face of it, what she did today. Can we go to those pictures full frame? Now, this is eerily similar to the stand that she took 5 or 6 years ago when the Kolkata Police Commissioner, at that time, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, who later on went on to become the DGP of West Bengal Police. It's the same stand that she took. It was a police officer, an IPS officer who was being raided. There you go. She took a 70-hour fast unto death right opposite the police commissioner's office. And then we don't know what happened to that case. That case seems to have gone to the cold storage. But politically, the dividends of that were politically reaped by Mamata Banerjee because she managed to create the politics of victimhood. She managed to create the politics of martyrdom, which then got her sympathy when the elections rolled around a year and a half later in 2021. Of course, everybody knows the results of the 2021 elections. It was a landslide for the TMC. So she is trying to cough up the same political playbook today. Yesterday it was Rajiv Kumar. Today it is Pratik Jain. She's trying to make a political victim or a political martyr out of these close associates, thereby trying to wring sympathy amongst the Bengal electorate. Okay, Tausif is now through. Tausif, please answer those two questions. Why is she obstructing justice? And two, why are there government files in the offices of a private company?
Zakka, I'm so sorry for the technical glitch, but again, the CD is just following the instructions of BJP. I mean, why these raids are always during elections, Zakka? We have some very concerned things. The intention is clear to harass TMC, but they are daydreaming. I-PAC is our IT office from where we plan our strategies. When you're asking about the files, what they wanted to loot, our strategies, our candidate names, so that the BJP can harass them and blackmail them. And if you ask me about Mamata Banerjee taking the files from the spot, then ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you very clearly, she did the right thing. Because we can't trust an agency whose credibility is 0 and the conviction rate is 0.7. We won't allow the B team of BJP doing such circus in West Bengal. Why such exercise, Zakka? Again, I want to know. Why such exercise only during the election season?
Basically, one second. I think, because of the audio issues, maybe you didn't hear me. The ED has put out an official statement. The ED has put out an official statement saying that this is an ongoing investigation. The first FIR in this case was filed by the CBI in 2020, 5 years ago, all right? They are saying there is a man called Anup Majhi who is linked to the TMC, who was the head of the coal smuggling syndicate, who was also linked to multiple Hawala operators, one of whom has been identified and is also party to the ongoing investigation, who the ED says named Mr. Pratik Jain. And they're now probing whether Mr. Pratik Jain was used as an instrument for proceeds of crime. The job of the ED is to find if individuals have been used as instruments for diverting proceeds of crime. That's the contention. They put this out in an official statement, by the way. This has come from the Enforcement Directorate's Twitter handle. Official statement.
But Zakka, the problem is then why the raid in I-PAC office? I mean, what is the intention doing the raid I-PAC office at 6 o'clock in the morning? What do you want to loot from there? Why there is no show cause notice to Pratik Jain if he's involved there? Why there is no call at Nizam Palace? Because this is what the ED does after every election and before the election. They call all the people, they call all the leaders because they say that we need to discuss with these people. So why there is no discussion? Why there is no show cause letter? And why after 6 years? आप कहाँ थे? ED क्या दूध पी रहा था बैठकर? What they were doing, they were sleeping or they were daydreaming. So the intention, this is why we want to know about the intention and the credibility of ED.
No, but what
is
about the
conviction
actions
rate
of the
ED?
chief
What
minister,
was
sir?
that?
Okay, is the chief minister deliberately obstructing an ongoing investigation just because the person who is the subject of that investigation happens to be the IT cell head of your party and the head of a political consulting firm that is consulting for you?
No, but we cannot allow someone to loot our strategies, someone to loot our candidate's name and harass them and blackmail them afterwards. We cannot allow that.
But how
So
do
it's
you
okay,
know
it's
that that's what the
possibility.
ED was going after in his office? How do you know
How
that?
do you know? Sir, this is what I want to know. How does BJP knows that we wanted that only itself? There are files, but we know because there are so much important files with the SIR. There were important files with the candidate names. There were files with the strategies. Why the ED is only after that, and why
Okay.
not just? But why I-PAC officer? I want to know if there is something related to Pratik Jain, the director of I-PAC. There must be a summon notice given to Pratik Jain. Why this kind of ruckus and circus happening in West Bengal before
So,
election every time?
RP Singh, please respond. It happened in 2019. It's happening again now. And again, he's asking the same question. Why no notice served? Why no show cause served? Why no summons to Mr. Jain? Even if he were to be made party to the investigation, suddenly you land up at 6 o'clock in the morning and raid a private political consultancy firm linked to the TMC.
Well, let's first clarify. Anup Maji was a cadre of the TMC. He was part of TMC. He has admitted to ED about Pratik Jain. Now, Pratik Jain is a I-PAC head also, and he has been managing things from the I-PAC. As per we understand, he's a conduit between the money laundering game which is happening between the coal scam and the I-PAC and the states where election has to be funded, including the funding which has been done could have been done in other states also where they have contested election. There's one part, but my friend is still not answering. Those files were not of TMC files. The green files were not TMC files. The yellow files were not TMC files. Did I interrupt? Please, sir.
Sir, one at a time, please, one at a time.
I never interrupted. I could have interrupted you 10 times. I mean, next time you won't be able to speak a word.
No,
But
one at a time, yeah.
So, but the files were of West Bengal government. But what do I-PAC has to do with the West Bengal government files? I mean, shocking. And what is the secret of West Bengal government which has been shared with the I-PAC? I mean, they need to answer. We could have appreciated had those been TMC symbol file, then it could have been political file where the leader's name or whatever is there could have been there. But there are files which are purely stamped as West Bengal government files. And why a chief minister has to take and snatch the files and run away? Has she given a list of the files she is taking or content of the file which she is taking? When she would have said there, she would have held a press conference. So this is the file of my leader's name. This is the file of her TMC. But not that. And also, why raid at 6 o'clock? Yes.
Okay.
Give me a second. Why raid at 6 o'clock? Because they want to catch a person and then take him to task and then try to get all the documents and verify all the evidences and cross-question him also.
Okay.
Well,
Tausif, the point is, Mr. Pratik Jain is not a government of West Bengal functionary. Why is his residence having these green files with the stamp of the state government of West Bengal? Why are those files in his residence? And number two, how can the chief minister walk into this residence and walk away with those files when there are raids going on at that very moment? Is she not obstructing an ongoing investigation?
Zakka, you can take us to the court. We will stand in front of the honorable court. But we will not trust, we never trusted ED and we will not trust ED. So if you think that we are obstructing the raids of the... Sir, again, you are interrupting. So if you think that we have some obstruction during the raids of ED, yes, we will do again. That's not a problem at all because the conviction rate of ED is nil. They are only working with the BJP. That's a B team of BJP. And in the last 11 years, Total of 5297 cases were filed by ED. Zakka, how many were taken to court for trial? Only 47. Why do you trust the ED? The conviction rate of ED is 0.7%. That means out of every 1,000
Okay.
cases,
State to the other.